and I had I can't remember his name. Oh my gosh, he's a great C.S. Lewis scholar. One of my first interviews. I can't. Oh, it's gonna kill me. Great guy. I mean, the guy is just an amazing guy. He was so kind to me. He was one of my first kind of big interviews. I was like all nervous to get him on. I was like, oh man, and he was so gracious. He was so gracious to me. And it'll come to me. But I think, we talked a little bit about, we talked a little bit about me and about my music, and he said, it's important for you, Mike, to create longing music. Create art that helps us have a glimpse, a shadow, and this is what I think all great art does. Give us a shadow. Looking, what does Paul say? We see in a mirror, dimly, of what the true, what our true nature is, and what our, what God has in store for us. And I think, that really hit home to me, because, why do we ache when we see great art? Why does that hurt? I mean, that's a weird thing, but when we love, why does that feel painful in a strange way, in a way that we can't really explain? And I think it's because we're longing for that place, for that being, that we aren't quite there yet.
But the real melody is that God did not create everything perfect. God made everything good. It says it
right
pretty specifically. That's not the best word you can use. He said that it was good. And we know that it had a further form of perfection awaiting it, because you have the commands to rule and reign and all these different things of advancement for what that's going to be.
I am not a victim. I am 100% responsible for the decisions that I have made in my life. However, there is this influence, and it's like when you see your kid do something stupid, and you're not, and it's not like you don't hate them. You're just like, you stupid kid, man. Why did you make that decision? Why did you do that? And and why did you allow yourself to be tempted, or to be, to go in that direction?
And then the story would go like that. If we're keeping the sandbox analogy with the kids, God put Adam and Eve in the sandbox of the Garden of Eden. A snake came in, and they picked it up and decided to want to play with it, right?
Exactly.
And when we're like, as parents, we'd be like, what are you doing, kid? That's a snake. Throw it away. And you come up to the kid and you slap the snake out of his hands. And you're like, what? Don't pick up snakes,
And so when that snake bites your kid, like, the consequences are real, and the consequences are, they're we have real injury, we have real pain, real sorrow. But however, Christ makes you stronger. Like, the fact that that through bruising of his heel, he crushed the snake's head, gives us hope, and provides that, like, idea that like, I can make it through this suffering, even though it's real and it's powerful, and it may even kill me. But that's not what's important. What's important is that I'm faithful, not perfect, not without sin, but that my allegiance is to, Yahweh, the God who was crucified on the cross, and who we just celebrated on this last Sunday, his great resurrection that overcame, like you said earlier, not just sin and death, but conquered all of the enemies of Christ.